Welcome back to another episode of J&A Podcast. I'm Aaron, and on the other side of the line, yet again, we have the GOAT, JJ Master. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How's everyone doing? How are you doing, Aaron?
Doing pretty good, you know. I love doing these podcasts for the viewers, all four of them, and
Same.
good one, man. Slap on the knee for that one. Okay, with that, let's get right into it.
Alrighty, so our first bit of news, and by the way, we do these like once a week, so we have a lot of stuff to cover, especially from last week, a very eventful week in the NFL. Let's go ahead and start with the two Aarons who got contract extensions, and no, I'm not talking about my best friend. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Donald, both getting historic extensions. Got Aaron Rodgers getting like 6 years, like 100 and I don't know, the number varies. It was like 134, then someone said it was 178 when you total it up. All you need to know is he's getting more guaranteed money than anyone else at the position, and then you have Aaron Donald, who was the highest paid defender, and we'll get more into that later throughout the show. How do you feel about the extensions for Rodgers and Donald?
I like them.
You like them?
Especially Donald, because
Yeah,
there were
I like
some
them.
reports before the contract during the offseason that that they were going to try to keep Dominican Sanu before Aaron Donald, which is in my mind completely crazy. I would always rather have Aaron Donald other than Dominican Sanu. That's my thing. And with that said, Aaron Rodgers, I really like. I like him. Of course, there's really isn't that much you can say that you don't like about him. He's definitely earned every little bit of money that he has gotten. The only bad thing I say about his ascension, like obviously you always have to show some type of criticism in there, right? Is that is some things for saying otherwise than what I'm about to say. Some things are agreeing with me that Green Bay doesn't have that much money left afterwards. I'm gonna ask you after I stated that statement to give more detail on if that's true or not. And after that's pretty much what I got to say about that. But if they still got money to get who they need, really good. I love it. Now, what do you have to say about what I just said? 'Cause I know you're the Packer fan. You should know how much they
Yeah,
got now.
I'm not a biased Packer fan either. Like, I think Packer fans, for the most part, don't like me because I'm straight up. You know, we're not going 16-0 every year. We're not winning every Vince Lombardi trophy because it's named after us. Like, I'm not that delusional. But, shout out to both Aarons getting their extension. You pay Aaron Rodgers. The money situation is a little tricky. I feel like even if they wanted to trade for an impact player, which we will talk about later, I feel like you would have to throw something in there, especially like a bigger contract, to get the deal done. So they do have a little bit of money to play with. I think they were able to clear up about a total of around 15 to 20 million by trading Brett Hundley and making some of their cuts and whatnot, but that's not really a whole lot, especially if it's an expiring contract. You have to pay him, or else you just let him hit the market and you rent it him for a season. But as for Aaron Donald, huge signing. The Rams are actually projected to have a lot more cap space than I thought, so I think extending contracts instead of just waiting for the re-signing period is smart, and I think teams are starting to trend in that direction, so they're actually saving money over time, even though they're giving these insane deals, like the ones for Aaron Donald and Aaron Rodgers. So shout out to both Aarons.
Now, how do you feel about that rumor I was telling you about the whole Dominican Sanu?
The fact that they'd even want to pay him over Aaron Donald, it's crazy because Aaron Donald as an inside rusher is putting up elite edge rusher stats. That should tell you everything you need to know.
As an inside rusher.
As an
Nobody wants to
inside
talk to
rusher,
you anymore.
inside, like he's going up against
Not throwing
guards.
shade. Whoever said this, this is just for the podcast. There was this person that stated, and again, I'll say this one more time, not throwing shade, just for the podcast state.
We are
that they
throwing
said
shade.
they'd rather have Khalil Mack over Aaron Donald. And again, I can't agree with that because his stats are the same, or pretty much the same as Khalil Mack. And again, you're gonna hear say that a lot from an inside rusher spot. Like
Basically put up the
fucking
same
crazy.
numbers.
Yeah.
Basically had the same pressures, and he faces guards and centers every time. He's not facing tackles that aren't as athletic and elusive as he is.
He gets double teamed.
Every play. Hell, he got triple teamed one time and he got through it. So, I mean, dude's just a stud. And since day one, everybody knew that. But shout out to both Aarons. We're not here to bash Khalil Mack. We're actually here to talk about Khalil Mack in a bit. But before we get to him, we got to talk about a trade that I really approve of. And I've been saying this for a few years now with quarterbacks going to a certain place. Teddy Bridgewater gets traded to the New Orleans Saints for a third-round pick. The Saints will get an additional fifth-round pick as well. How do you feel about Teddy going to the Saints, and how do you feel about the Jets moving on with Sam Darnold as their starter?
Well, so I'm gonna start off with the whole Saints situation.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like it because Teddy Bridgewater showed very good. I don't know if you can say improvement because I've always really liked him, but he showed after that injury and whatnot that he still has it during the preseason. And with that said, knowing the Saints really don't know how much longer they had Drew Brees for, because he could keep on signing. You never know, right? I mean, players play how long they want to play, especially if they keep with the talent that they have. So, I mean, I like it. Will Teddy, like, will they have to give Teddy Bridgewater some, like, a lot more reps and practice and stuff to keep him healthy? Yeah. Or not to keep him healthy, but to keep him, as good as he was shown in the preseason? Yeah, probably. But if Drew Brees retires anytime soon, just know you have pretty good quarterback as of Teddy Bridgewater. Now, moving to Sam Darnold. I've said it in the last podcast. I'm going to say it again. If AJ McCarron wasn't hurt, that's who would be starting if I was the coach. How do you feel about that statement right there?
Can you repeat it one more time? What'd you say?
If AJ McCarron was starting?
If he was starting for the Bills, correct?
Listen, bro. So now I'm playing Fortnite, right? Listen, I'm gonna do this every day. I'm gonna have one.
Okay.
I'm gonna have one fuck up every day. That's happening from now on, right? But
okay.
I'm just playing. Yeah, I like Sam Darnold. Stuff.
You like Sam Darnold? Okay, I'm glad to hear your opinions changed. I guess I'll give my thoughts. By the way, I'm glad you like Sam Darnold. I know we thought he was a little overhyped coming out, but I'm glad you're coming around to him, I guess.
No, I still think he's overhyped. But
I do too. He doesn't look bad, but y'all gotta chill out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Dak Prescott can throw 4-yard passes too. I mean, there's nothing impressive about that. I could throw a 4-yard pass.
So we did learn something today, though, right? I might have not learned it last time, but I definitely learned something this time. And that is that you have to not play Fortnite while trying to talk about sports, because we will say some really funny shit.
I guess I'm going to go ahead and just give my thoughts on, I guess, both aspects of this. So, for the Saints, getting Teddy Bridgewater, now granted, he's on a 1-year, $5 million deal. Drew Brees has a 2-year extension worth like $50 million or something. So, or $40 million, 40 to 50, I forgot the number, but anywho, so you have Bridgewater, you'd have to probably re-sign him on a cheaper, like, 3-year deal where he gets like X amount of money per year, probably in the 10s, the 12s, depending, because like even for backup quarterbacks, that's where the market's gonna be now. So it's a good sign. It's a good trade for the Saints because they finally have a backup that's actually competent and has improved and shown signs of, him still being able to play. Because remember, he had concussion history. He had the nasty knee injury that almost potentially could have ended his career. And he had a pretty damn good preseason. I knew he'd be trade bait. We said it last podcast. I was like, could he last until mid-season? And then after the podcast, I was like, damn, he's probably going to get traded like next week or something. Because like I kept hearing it too, like reports. And he gets traded. I feel like this is a better situation for him anyway, long term. Like there's more talent with New Orleans than there is the Jets. No offense to the Jets. For Sam Darnold, I think he's overhyped. I don't think he should be starting. Josh McCown was actually pretty good last year, and that's saying something because he was 39 years old last year. So shout out to Josh McCown. I guess he's going to be mentoring Sam Darnold on not only hair but football as well. So hopefully both quarterbacks, you know, hopefully they go on to do some good things.
About the Josh McCown thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Josh McCown, he played really good and stuff. See, this is like the only quarterback situation where I truly don't know. I'm bouncing back and forth. Like, I'm gonna be straight honest with you. The reason I don't think he should start, I already said I think he should start. But now that I think about it, I mean, this is like really rough because my main reason is I think he shouldn't start is because he showed up to training camp late.
Yeah.
And I just, you know what? I'm changing my answer. And I'm gonna say that Josh McCown should start week 1.
All right, shout out to Josh getting a love from us. I will say this: Sam Darnold, he is going to be the youngest quarterback to ever start. Will he be the youngest to win? We'll find out next Monday. He'll play Detroit. Transitioning to the next topic. Remember, we were talking about impact players, and we actually brought him up in the Aaron Donald discussion. Khalil Mack. So here's the scenario. The Bears, they got a heist, I would say, but depending on who you ask, maybe not. But the Bears gave up 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and a 6th-round pick to get Khalil Mack and a 2nd-round pick this year. So I'm going to have you talk about the Bears' perspective, Aaron, and I'm going to talk about the Raiders' perspective, if that's cool with you. Like, if that's cool with you, you know, you talk about the Bears' perspective. I'll talk about the Raiders' perspective.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. How do you want to do it? Like, you say first, I go first. What?
Well, I guess since you've been going first, I guess I'll go first, just to change the tone.
All right.
Khalil Mack leaving Oakland, it's a very rough situation. You thought this would be the guy, you know, that you build your defense around. You drafted him with the 4th overall pick in 2014, a draft class that had Jadeveon Clowney, Aaron Donald, and a lot of other high-end impact players. You go get Khalil Mack. He was just a little pass rusher out of Buffalo who turned into a huge star overnight. And he won Defensive Player of the Year. He got All-Pro at 2 different positions, defensive end and outside linebacker, basically edge. So, it sucks, man. You just basically traded away the key component to your defense. And by the way, the Raiders have the oldest roster in the NFL in terms of average age. So there you go. Nostalgic trips. John Gruden, I tell you.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, the oldest roster in the NFL. And I know we make jokes all the time about, oh, look at them gathering up the 2013 Pro Bowl with Doug Martin and Marshawn Lynch and all these other guys. I feel like this team's still going to be good offensively, but definitely defensively. Like, if you're facing Oakland defensively, you're not scared of them anymore because the one thing that scared you about their defense is gone. So there's, like, no fear in Oakland's defense. I'm sorry. I like their players. Like, Tahir Whitehead's good. I think Arden Key and Mo Hurst, if they can develop, they'll be fine. But there's nothing that it scares me this year about Oakland's defense.
Yeah, of course, no doubt.
But the first-round picks, if John Gruden were to say, you know what, we're going to blow this up, and we're going to put the team in my image, since I have a 10-year contract, I can do that. He's probably thinking, okay, well, I have 3 first-round picks, 2 this year, and I think 2 next year, if you count their first-round pick as well, Oakland's. So you're probably thinking, you know what, we can rebuild. We gave up a second-round pick, but now we have a couple of thirds. Maybe we flip it for a second if we like somebody. So all of a sudden they have draft capital. And a lot of these contracts that they gave for older players are for 2 seasons. So, and some were 1-year deals as well. So maybe you can go and get younger players and just kind of restart the whole thing. And yeah, it sucks because, the last year of Jack Del Rio didn't go so well. They were like 6-10 and the Packers were better
Yeah.
with Brett Hundley. So that tells you everything you need to know. It is unfortunate, but I'm gonna be a little optimistic. I'm gonna keep an eye on them because they are the dumpster fire like we predicted. So now
Yeah.
from the Bears' perspective, Aaron, let's hear it.
So you pretty much want me to talk about like what's good about it, what's bad about it, and my thoughts? Is that what the main point of this is?
Yeah, even though I talked about everything about what was bad about it, but yeah, go ahead.
I got you. So the Bears getting Khalil Mack, obviously, if you're not other than if you're a Raider fan or a Green Bay fan, I really like it.
It doesn't matter to me.
I know I'm just messing around a little bit, but Khalil Mack going there, big pickup for the Bears. Um, the only thing I don't really like about it from the Bears perspective is you had to give up 2 first-round picks. You know what I'm saying? Is all the Bears fans just forgetting about that until the draft, or what's happening? But you gave up 2 first-round picks for this guy, and obviously, I mean, you really can't say guy anymore because you know what he can do just as much as anyone else knows what he can do. But with that said, will he? This is going to be a question I want you to ask or answer after I say this, okay?
Okay.
Do you think that he will be as productive as he was in Oakland and Chicago? Personally, I say yeah. Because even better because you got Floyd on the other side now, which is really good. So that's gonna be a good defense. Good pick. Also, like I'm saying, now people had you at not really being that good, and then for some reason all of a sudden y'all get Khalil Mack next to Floyd. That's pretty damn dangerous, you know. So now people are putting respect on your name. Now some people see through it, and you know what I'm saying. Some
Yeah.
people it hasn't really hit them yet because they got Khalil Mack, or if it has, they didn't really blow it up. But I honestly, the best thing I can say is we'll have to see how that works out in the season, especially considering same thing with how the guys I was talking about. He hasn't. He didn't even show up to training camp, bro. Like he hasn't had no training camp experience, no playbook experience with the Bears or anything like that. So you put a lot in the basket, and I hope it works out for him. I hope that Khalil Mack plays his heart out just as much as he did in Oakland. And with that said, good job good job with the Bears picking him up. And hell, honestly, it might be better at right now, but shit, you don't know what John Gruden had in his mind. You know what I'm saying?
He's probably thinking about those Coronas and those Hooter wings, but anywho, to answer your question, what was it again? Can you just restate it?
The question is, will Khalil Mack be productive or be even more productive in Chicago than he was in Oakland? Because I was reading some stuff, and everybody was saying that he's going to be washed up now. Or that he's going to become washed up because he's in Chicago.
Washed up's a little disrespectful. Um, Productive, yes. More productive, no, but for the same reasons you said. Because of all the other production. Now it just gives his other guys an opportunity to get more numbers, like Leonard Floyd. And you can even blitz your inside linebackers like Danny Trevathan and Roquan Smith if he ever gets the playbook. I mean,
Yeah.
now he's just giving other people opportunities. He was the guy in Oakland, and he's going to be the guy in Chicago. But because everyone's aware of what he can do, and now he's playing in a bigger market, and he's playing in a tougher division, or not a tougher division, but he's playing in a division where you got a lot of quarterbacks who like to air it out, like Matt Stafford, Rodgers, even Cousins. Cousins had a 5,000-yard season too. People forget about that. So, now they may game plan around Khalil Mack, and it just opens up the doors for not Leonard Fournette. Leonard, what's his name? Floyd. There we go. Boom. There's too many there's too many damn Leonards, dude. Leonard Fournette, Leonard Floyd. Yeah, Leonard Floyd, Aaron Lynch. I mean, it opens up the door for a lot of other people. So I'm gonna say maybe his numbers go down a bit, but it's not gonna be a drastic drop off. It's just gonna help the team. And they were near top 10 defense last year. I had some Chicago fans try to defend themselves. They were like, actually, we were a top 10 defense. And then I looked it up, and they were top 10 in like 2 categories. But overall, they were 12th. So like I said, no. Like, stop hanging on to those two categories. Overall, you were 12th.
Yeah,
This
I see
year,
what you're talking about. Yeah.
this year they'll probably be anywhere from 8 to 10. They'll be a little bit better.
I know that.
Next topic. This actually happened today. So there's 3 pieces of news around Le'Veon Bell. So it's going to be a little bit of talking. I'm pretty sure you're used to that with me by now. But Le'Veon Bell, Le'Veon Bell will not be playing Week 1 against the Cleveland Browns, and a lot of people have been pretty vocal about it, mainly on his team. So obviously, the GM said that they're just focused on trying to get him on the field, and then you have Le'Veon Bell's agent saying, "We're just trying to protect his long-term interest and his long-term, for him to play and stuff." And then you have Ramon Foster and Mike Pouncey, who are his offensive linemen, the guard and the center, saying, he's acting selfish and he's kind of all about himself. And Ramon Foster in particular said, Le'Veon Bell makes 7 times more money than me, and Alejandro Villanueva makes twice as much, or Le'Veon makes twice as much Villanueva, and we're the guys that kind of make him, not make him, but you know what I mean. We're the guys that try to protect him and make the holes for him, and this is kind of selfish on his part. So what are your thoughts on the Le'Veon Bell situation?
I respect them. Or not really respect it. You can tell me a better word if you can't think of one. I blank them for, like, I respect it giving James, like, letting James Conner start Week 1. Because, even if Le'Veon Bell did show up, because, again, all these players are just learning their preseason. Preseason is supposed to be to learn new things, Like, there could be new run plays that you don't even know about, you get me? And obviously, hey, that's in the league. We both said it. But with that said, you gotta be able to, you gotta show up, bro. Like, I mean, I want him paid just as much as anybody else wants him paid. But like, could he deal with like 1 more year without getting that huge contract?
Yeah, man, that's just a situation right there.
I don't know how you feel about that, but do you think that he should be able to go 1 year without that big contract?
Go 1 year without the big contract? Like, what do you mean? Like, just not worry about it?
Like, maybe sign the franchise or the franchise tender or whatever. Anything, you know more about that than I do, but how much was it for?
It was for over 14 million, but
For 1 year, right?
Yeah, but they've pretty much have Kirk Cousinsing him because he's already signed it twice. This would be his 3rd year doing it. So I understand his frustration.
I see what you're saying. So there's like 2 different ways. Like I know there's 2 different ways of thinking at it in my book. As a GM, I don't understand why you haven't signed him yet.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, maybe it's because he expects, because he's because he's supposed to be like a team player, like a star, a role model, that he would just sign it, And Le'Veon Bell's just tired of it. He wants his paycheck because he's not getting paid as much as he deserves. He should be getting paid.
Yeah, true.
So with that, this is big. Like, a lot of these stories have different have different things I like to think about it with.
Yeah, there's different ways of going about it.
Yeah. So Le'Veon, I don't know. What would you do? Cause I'm trying to think about this. Literally, I try to think if I was in this situation.
Well,
what would I do?
2 or 3 years ago, when the option was to franchise tag him, I would have just paid him and got it over with, instead of getting in this predicament now. Like, I hope Cleveland beats him because of this. I'm dead ass. I hope Cleveland beats him because of this. Yeah. I want Cleveland's first Sunday victory to be against Pittsburgh. Because remember, they won on a Saturday against the Chargers.
So that's pretty much, and that's pretty much what I gotta say about Mel. Is that all you gotta say about the situation?
Yeah, just pay him or trade him because it sounds like he doesn't want to come back.
All right, and now before you switch to the next topic, I kind of want to bring up my own topic.
Yeah, go for it.
Just for a second. It's about Hard Knocks. We really didn't talk about it in any of our podcasts, but I did want to ask this because I was curious. Hard Knocks, is it only for training camp or does it continue during the season?
Good question. I haven't really. The last time I watched it was like a few years ago. Like actually kept up with it.
Because it said final episode.
Oh, then yeah, it's probably just up until the preseason, like until the end of the preseason. That's what I'm thinking.
I was just curious.
It'd be cool if they did it through the season, because like Amazon has a series where it goes through the season. They did it with like Arizona, the Rams, Dallas, like over the years when the series was, I guess, kind of relevant.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to know about that. We haven't really hit on into that, so I figured I would ask that simple question.
All right, we got a few more things to talk about, and that's basically it. We're gonna try to get through it like not necessarily as quick as we can, but we're just trying to wrap it up. We all got stuff to do. Earl Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, is coming back
to the camp.
Reporting the camp. My Seahawks franchise is safe. And Shaquem Griffin as well is going to be starting against the Denver Broncos at right outside linebacker. He'll be playing alongside KJ Wright and Bobby Wagner. How are you feeling about Earl Thomas and Shaquem Griffin?
Earl Thomas is back again. Next year, if he doesn't get paid, he's going to do what Le'Veon Bell did. I'm just going to go ahead and call that. Not show up at week 1 at all. But with that said, I'm glad he's back. Seattle fans are glad he's back. I hope he's in condition his body, just like everybody else that didn't report to camp. I hope they are as good as they were last year, and I like it. Obviously, you can't not like him coming back. And then with the whole Mr. One-Hand himself, I like it. I really like it because he showed hella potential during the preseason, even getting a pick. So that's pretty damn good considering you have one hand. And he earned it. He fought for that play. He fought for the starting job, and guess what? He got it. So
he's got it.
Short and simple. I'm gonna keep it at that.
Yeah, shout out to Earl Thomas, Shaquem Griffin, and Pete Carroll for trusting Shaquem to take the spot. Just real quick, Earl Thomas did say on Instagram, he said that Father Time is undefeated. I'm a 29-year-old safety, but believe me, I'm going to work triple overtime to make sure Father Time doesn't take me out. So I really like the encouragement right there. And shout out to Shaquem Griffin for getting the starting job. I know he was competing with various players like DJ Alexander and Barkevious Mingo, but he ended up getting it. So congratulations. Versatility, being able to rush the passer and play coverage. Pays off, people. All right, this one's a little bit more controversial depending on who you ask. For me, I think it's perfect. The Nike ad with Kaepernick, the 30-year edition of Just Do It. The Nike brand, the quote was like, believe in yourself even if that means sacrificing everything. I don't know the exact quote, but I know Colin Kaepernick was on the ad. Now, Nike actually made $43 million in media sales today. Or not today, but the day that the ad came out. And now they launched a video campaign, a 2-minute video. It has LeBron James, Odell Beckham, Serena Williams, a lot of people affiliated with Nike, including some soccer teams as well. So what are your thoughts on the Nike ad with Kaepernick and the direction they're headed in?
I love it. A lot of people just hate me if you want. I don't care. I love the balls that Nike has. I love that Colin Kaepernick fights for what he believes in, even out of the NFL. Literally, he couldn't need no more because he's not plays football. Guess what he does? He takes it to national TV. He takes it to one, if not the biggest, one of the biggest shoes brand or any type of brand in the world or in America, however you want to say it. And hell yeah, he got people's attention, all right. So, I mean, if you want to be technical, I mean, it's the same. It's pretty much what Nike's all about. Just do it and stuff, and he did it. he did it. So I like it. I like the direction they're going in. Obviously, they're going to have some people hate. And for the people that are just burning their shit, stop. If supposedly you're boycotting because of veterans, then why don't you go give it to some veterans? Why don't you give it to a veteran that's homeless?
Donate it. Donate it.
With no shoes or just donate it.
If y'all truly care about these unfortunate kids and military people that don't get shit when they come back from war, donate it. Don't burn it. What are you proving? They already have your money. What message are you
Facts.
sending? They don't care. Their pockets got deeper because of you. They don't care about you.
Big facts.
I'm gonna go buy some Nikes later this week. Who knows? Just so y'all can hate on it more. Um, I like it. They've always been bold with their athletes. I mean, they had Lance Armstrong, they had Tiger Woods. Even when Kobe had his little scandal back in the day with his wife or whatever. I mean, they stick it out with athletes, man. It doesn't matter how polarizing they are for right or wrong reasons, man. They like who they like. They advertise who they want to. They're a billion-dollar shoe company, and they are the biggest shoe company in the world. Everybody knows the swoosh. You talk about Nike, you think about the swoosh. When you talk about Jordan, you talk about the Jumpman. Everybody knows this. Everybody. When you talk about athletes with shoes, you think LeBron, you think KD, you think Kobe, Kyrie, Paul George. You think of all the big names, man, that are signed with Nike. It's a brand, a billion-dollar organization. And for the people burning it and stuff, yeah, why don't y'all donate it? I mean, really, y'all are complaining about all this other stuff for what? Their pockets already got deep. They're a billion-dollar company making more money. They made millions off of the ads. They're going to make more millions off of the video. They're going to be making millions throughout the season when those jersey sales go up. Because, yeah, NBA and NFL jerseys, sponsored by Nike. Just saying, they're going to continue to make money. Go ahead and burn it. Just make sure you buy it first so their pockets get deeper. And now, the final topic, we're going to go ahead and tie it all in. We got Atlanta versus Philadelphia tomorrow night. The first NFL game of the year. I am excited.
Fuck yeah.
Philadelphia obviously going to be having their ring ceremony and all that. Atlanta, who faced these guys in the divisional round, looking to get a nice little jab in on the Eagles and possibly get some momentum going for their season. You want to break down the matchup, talk about winners. What are we trying to do here?
Alright. Let's both start off with the final score and who wins.
Alright.
You go first. Because I ain't gonna change it. I have it in my head exactly right now.
Oh, final score and who wins?
Yep. Who wins first, I guess. Obviously, you can't guess the final score. We do this every year for fun.
I know. just do it. Yeah, like Nike. I get it. I get it. I'm gonna go ahead and say Atlanta wins 27-16. I think that the Eagles are gonna be hungover from their Super Bowl, like the Patriots were last year. So, just saying. Falcons
Right.
about to get that jab in.
Atlanta winning 16-10.
Okay, so similar to the divisional score.
Pretty good matchup. You got pretty damn good receiving core versus a pretty good damn defense. Especially after they got Michael Bennett. That's a big pickup nobody wants to talk about. They'll be talking about it this year though.
Big pickup. And Haloti Nada. He's still got a little bit left in the tank.
Yeah. But I like the matchups. Nick Foles is your starting quarterback. Hopefully he plays like he did during the preseason. We will win. But with that said, the man knows how to run RPOs, and nobody's been able to find a way to stop it yet. So what makes it tonight, or what makes it tomorrow night when they finally learn how to stop it? You get me?
Yeah.
Derek Guy is going to be a big factor in this game. Keep that. And the only thing I have to say about the RPOs is you don't have your best guy to do it to anymore. Alshon Jeffrey out for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a pretty good game. If Atlanta clicks, I would say a higher score. I just don't see them clicking on offense the first game. You know, week ones are everybody's getting their team together.
Yeah, they're just trying to get in the groove of things, yeah.
So that's pretty much what I got to say about it.
Any key injuries for the Falcons?
No.
Alright, yeah, like we said, the Eagles do have some injuries. Carson Wentz, obviously, Alshon Jeffrey, Nigel Bradham, Timmy Jernigan. They have a few injuries. I think Jordan Hicks will be able to play. Yeah, I think he's good. However, the reason I have the Falcons beating the former champs is because It happened last year. I mean, that's my honest answer. It happened last year. Kansas City came in there. They lost in the divisional against the Patriots, and what did they do? Kareem Hunt looked like David Johnson Jr. on his first day on the job. Alex Smith, people were calling him the MVP for about a good 5 weeks.
Now I will say this.
What's up?
Kansas City lost Eric Berry in that game, so let's not hope we lose any good people, right?
Yeah,
Make it a healthy game.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, yeah, I mean, definitely. We don't want any season-ending injuries. I mean, it's gonna happen, but we don't want that to happen. You know what I mean? Like we have good hearts, good spirits. Yeah, the RPO. You don't have Alshon Jeffrey, but they did pick up Mike Wallace. Not saying he'll be able to do that, but I'm saying maybe is that the guy they go to? That's kind of like my question. Or do they line up Zach Ertz as a wideout? I don't know, man. I'm interested to see. I'm a matchup guy, so I want to see the matchups.
If I do trust Desmond Trufant, I'm not the biggest fan of him because he didn't show anything last season, but I do dare them to line up Zach Ertz as a receiver number 1 for that RPO, because truly, I do. Now that's the one person that's the one thing I will say Desmond can lock down as a tight end.
I would hope so.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So go ahead and line him up at number 1. And that's not going to work.
Now, my question for you is: would they put Trufant on him, or would they put Neal? Because you know how a lot of safeties like to go for those tight ends now.
Trufant.
You sure?
Yeah, because he'd be lined up at number 1. He'd be lined up at corner number 1.
I know. Now, I wasn't.
They're going to have Neal in the box, ready for that run.
Yeah, the reason I was asking was because, like, I know, like, a lot of teams, like for example, like when Seattle played New England, when Gronk was lined up at receiver, they put Cam Chancellor on him. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do it.
No doubt. But the reason I do say that they would put Trufant there is because, let's be honest.
Like, I hope so.
It's either a pass. It's either a slant to the receiver, or it's either a pass to that one receiver or a run to that one running back. Let's be honest. Are you're gonna put your guy that can lock down that tight end at receiver, and who would you rather have inside the box to hit somebody, Neal or Trufant? You see what I'm saying?
Neal,
yeah,
and Jones.
That's what I'm saying. Put him in the box. Put Neal, or let Trufant do his thing, and hopefully be able to take care of a tight end.
I mean, if he can't stop a slant on a tight end, you might as well just convert to safety and just call it a day.
That's pretty much. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'll say about that. Is I'd rather have Neal in the box than Trufant, so that's why they put Trufant on.
Okay, good answer. My final thing, unless you want to keep adding on to this, which that's what I'm doing. You want to name an X factor for each team, whether it's offense or defense?
Wait, I'm sorry, man. What do you say?
Like an X factor, like a guy that's going to be the difference maker, one for each team.
Calvin Ridley on offense.
For the Falcons. Now, what about for the Eagles?
Falcons. And I know that's going to sound biased as fuck. I swear to God, it's not. Literally, that's like the only week I'm going to have him starting in any of my fantasy drafts. Like, I'm never going to have him ever again. So he better enjoy his week 1 start.
Oh, fantasy. Oh, okay.
Defense, Deion Jones.
Deion Jones. Okay. Well, that's easy. I meant like one for every team, but I appreciate you giving me one side of the ball for each. I like that. I meant one for each team.
I was going to do it for
side
of the ball.
No, you can do it for both. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Just continue.
What's sticking out to me is I'm going to go and start with defense for the Eagles. Michael Bennett, just talked about him. He's going to be the key of the game for the Eagles.
Okay.
If he can control that line, it's going to be Ravik up there in the middle for Matt Ryan. On offense for the Eagles, J.J. said it earlier, not that hard. If they can control that run game, Falcons lose. That's just how you do it. So that's pretty easy. I just answered those. Both offense and defense side of the ball. You go at it. Try to beat me, Jeffrey.
All right. Let me make some easy work of this. I'm going to start with the Eagles. I'm going to start with the loser and then go to the winner. So I'm going to start with the Eagles. X factor on offense, Darren Sproles. He'll be back. He'll be healthy. And they're definitely going to get him the ball on his first game back. Don't believe me, just watch.
Just do it, bro.
Just do it.
Do it.
On defense, my X factor for defense, I'm a safety guy, and he is a big name safety, but Malcolm Jenkins. You'll be seeing him in the nickel. You'll be seeing him in the box. You'll be seeing him back deep in coverage. So, guy that can do a little bit of everything. They're going to need him to do all of that and then some because of the Nigel Bradham injury and Jordan Hicks getting back on the field. Now, for the Falcons,
Can I
the
say one thing
winner.
then?
What's up?
I know we do this a lot. So with that said, do you think he's Darren Sproles, or do you think he's going to have a better game than J.J.?
He could.
That would totally defeat what I said.
He could because
So like
the Eagles use multiple running backs. They use 3 in the Super Bowl, and they'll have 3 that they can use tomorrow night. I was gonna say Corey Clement, but I feel like Darren Sproles, since it's his first game back, they're gonna showcase him. They'll use all 3 running backs though. But for the winner's circle, the Falcons, because I truly think they can beat the Eagles, because they were a play away last year. For the offense, you know, it's pretty easy to choose any receiver or running back. I'm gonna go with Hoop. I'm gonna go Austin Hooper. I feel like with Jordan Hicks coming back and Malcolm Jenkins moving all over the field, I feel like eventually he's gonna have to get in the end zone. Maybe he gets in the end zone twice. Who knows? I think Cooper's going to have a nice game. And for the defense, listen, man, it's pretty easy to talk about my guy Grady Jarrett. I like him, but I'm not picking him. I'm actually going to go with, let's think about this, Ricardo Allen. I know, right? Little off the walls there. Whoa, what are you doing? You're picking another safety on a different team. Hey, man, I just feel like Nick Foles, man, he's going to try to throw it deep to Mike Wallace, the new deep threat receiver. And who's going to be there over the top? Ricardo Allen. So that's what I got to say about that. So that's basically it. Like that's probably the last thing I'm going to talk about, unless you got anything.
All right, well, that's pretty much what I got to say about that.
Alrighty, so definitely tune into tomorrow's game, and if you like the podcast, you know, share it, get the word out, blah, blah, blah. You know what to do. Well, I'd hope you know what to do if you're watching, if you do watch. I mean, just enjoy your NFL weekend. It's opening weekend for the NFL, and it's the second weekend for college football, so definitely enjoy. Like the video, subscribe, go check out our channels. You know what to do.
Facts. With that said, hit that subscribe button. Hit that likes button. Hit that comments button. And obviously you're gonna see us back next week. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode of J&A Podcast. And with that said, I don't know about you, Jeffrey, but I'm hungry as hell.
Well, I think it's time for another drink. No, I'm just playing. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.